Hello. We are in curious times. And I find it interesting that all day long today I was guided to sit and do a video. And every time I went to go and do this, something other than came up, right? A person needed my attention, or a project needed my attention. And so I always had this inner chuckle to myself that I work best late at night. But the majority of other people aren't really up then. So doing some sort of a live stream or something at the hours to which I am inspired doesn't always work. However, here I am. The topic that has come through numerous times for me in the last few days is faith. I have, it's even so weird to say, for I have struggled with faith, right? Even though I believe that I probably carry more faith than the majority of humanity. I know my faith is strong. It is what got me through and created the level of endurance that I have to continually move forward with the roadblocks and limitations and you know, all the little things that showed up along the way. It was faith that has brought me through each and every time. And so going through this new earth portal that we are in, it is faith that makes me know that we're passing through exactly as we're meant to. My faith guides me. And don't think I don't have issues with that sometimes. I struggle like everyone. And I just hear of, but I allow myself to go through what I refer to as adult temper tantrums and flip out and cry and scream and argue with my Creator until I feel that I am heard and the Creator speaks to me in a language I can understand. Now, I might not like what is spoken to me. I might not like, well, my ego might not like that which I'm hearing. However, I'll take truth any day. I will take truth over illusion any day, no matter how painful that is. And I know that many people fear truth because they're attached to just whatever they're attached to, right? They're attached to a relationship, they're attached to an item, they're attached to family members. There's so many things that we can be attached to. But when we live in a divine union with the Creator, we come to an acceptance of what truth is. So, as I mentioned, the times that we are in are intense. And there are some that are thinking it's going to go away and that life is going to go back to how it used to be. That's impossible. That's impossible. You cannot make this big of a scar and ever go back. Ever. Even if it appeared to have gone back, there are those that have awoken that can never go back to the false reality that they were living in. So again, even if appearances say we've gone back, it's impossible. That's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. This situation has forced us into a reality that really should have been here all along. Self-accountability, right? Being accountable for your own personal well-being. Realizing and understanding that your body, your well-being, plays a role and impacts every other human being in the world. It's humbling, isn't it? So many people don't claim the accountability of their own personal well-being, and they utilize the medical facilities to make that accountability for them. Oh, I don't know anything. I'll go to this man in the little white jacket and he's going to tell me what I need. And then I'll follow his rules and I'll adapt to how my body responds to the rules to which he's given me, which usually is like a drug. It's either being cut or a drug. Right? So we change to that because it's easier than actually changing a whole pattern. Right? A pattern that was brought up within our childhood more often than not, or a pattern of safety, right? That, and the majority of them are all built out of safety. Whether you created the original pattern from safety or the pattern was given to you through generations because of a safety, right? So most people just want to take a little pill, right? So-and-so in my family had heart disease, so they'll probably have heart disease, blah, 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 blah. Bullshit. Science has proven that to be bullshit, so forgive me. I'm not saying anything that is not scientifically proven at this point in time, that things that are hereditary really aren't hereditary. They are patterns within our systems. That people have chosen to recreate over and over and over again. Right? However, as I mentioned before, scarring, when something is created in your energetic pattern that creates a deep, deep scar, it is difficult to not keep going back to that level of pattern or a tug. So can patterns be changed? Of course they can be changed. Some are so deeply rooted that we don't even know we're living within them, right? And I think that's a lot of people. We don't even know that we are living within a pattern that we've created for ourselves. So, faith. Faith is so much more than simply praying. Faith is more than reading some Bible quotes. Oh my goodness. What I'm hearing is faith is not running out to the market when you're down to your last roll of toilet paper and thinking you have to go and buy a bunch more toilet paper you know, like right in that moment, the second you realize that there's like barely any toe, like there's like one roll left and like you gotta run. This is only funny because of what we're in the middle of right now. Making that your dire emergency, you know. Faith is knowing that that which you need will appear for you. And sitting in that vibration, right? I think of it like a lazy man river, right? It just kind of pulls you along. Faith just pulls you along. But most of us don't surrender to it. As I mentioned, I know I have more faith than most. However, I too have lost my faith at times. You know, someone recently said to me that they had lost faith in humanity, but they haven't lost faith in the light. I agree. Forgive me, it's not that I don't want to believe in humanity. It's that I'm witnessing how they're responding. I'm not one way or another. It doesn't really matter. They choose, you know. Humanity will choose what they want to choose. I have faith. I have to say that my greatest sin is having lost faith in myself. At some point in my journey, more than once, I have lost faith in me. And that is my greatest sin. My greatest sin is having lost faith in myself, which separates me from my Creator, right? For faith in self is faith in God and vice versa, right? But I didn't see it as that. I didn't see that my lack of faith in myself was me telling God that I didn't believe in God, you know, or that I didn't believe in the love light that God is. I just didn't think I was worthy of it. And in not believing my worth was the separation from the Creator. And that separation from the Creator is the sin, right? So you can quote me Bible scripture all day, but love in thyself, love in the light, that's more scripture than you need. So so funny. I oftentimes that when I speak, or I'm even going to refer to it as preach, because when I get into it, I very much feel like I'm preaching, that I am speaking God's words through me. I can get a little wild, a little messy. It feels good. But I'm not usually on the other side of the camera, so. It's going to take me a minute. So, in my years of self-discovery and self-healing, there's a few things I've learned. And so, here we go. We are about 14 and a half minutes in, and I would like to express to you that which I believe is important information in all of our healing. Okay. What I have discovered, and you may have heard some of this before, so stay with me. Each piece of what I'm about to speak tracks to another piece. So, God gave us one physical thing in this world, one physical thing. Upon our birth, we were given this physical structural body. This physical structural body is the temple. I'm sure some of you have heard that before. I consider it the church of you, right? You are the church. This physical body is your church. And the conversation you have, the way you treat your physical body, and the way you speak to it, the way you think about it, is your direct conversation with God. Take a moment. What's the last kind of conversation you had with your body? Was it loving? Was it egotistical? Right? Was it a place of how superior and how beautiful you are? I think that's quite funny. Any human being that likes to talk on a superiority level of their human structure and form to the Creator, I mean, that's kind of foolish. If you want to honor the Creator and thank the Creator for how beautiful your body is and the physical form of your body, then that's beautiful. Do it. Yet think about that for a second. Are you telling your body how crappy it is, how broken it is, how beaten down it is? Because that's what you're telling God is. You're telling God that, that God is broken, and that God is damaged, and there's a malfunction. And we'll even say if you have some level of illness or disease within your body, you're actually, when you bitch about it or you complain about it, you're literally telling God that God is broken, that God messed up, that you yourself were a mistake. Right? So the conversation and the way you treat your human body is a direct conversation to the Almighty, to the Creator. Interesting. I know, and I'm going to give an example of in my yoga practice. When I first started doing yoga, I would hold a pose or a move, and I would beat myself up. What a piece of crap you are. Why can't you do this? Look at how far your leg is. Look at this, look at that. Nitpicking every little thing. Basically, I'm like telling God that I don't honor the temple to which I was given, right? And so I have a much different conversation now. Much different conversation. There are days, don't get me wrong, there are days I'm fussy and I'm sad and I'm, angry with my body. But I meet it with the consciousness that I am directly speaking to my Creator, to my God at that moment in time. And I should probably check in and make sure the words that I'm using are far more honoring than the ones I'm using in that moment. Because the light, you are the temple, and the light of the Creator is within you. Right? You are the light tower to which this energy resides. So, if this physical form holds the light of the Creator, holds what I refer to as the Christ light, okay? The Christed light, the being of light that we are made to be, one with the Creator, one with we are children of the Son of God, right? We are the sons and daughters of God, the Creator, for the Christ light is within us. No longer is it solely within one being of Jesus Christ. The Christ light is now within each and every last one of us. We are meant to shine that light. We are meant to shine that light, not hide it under a bushel, right? Some of you have heard that before. We're not meant to hide that. We're meant to shine that. So, what is the conversation you're having with your body? Are you feeding it crap all the time, or are you taking it for a walk? Are you popping a bunch of herbal supplements thinking it's going to get you somewhere, but you're still eating crap? You're not detoxing your body, right? There's a level of consciousness and knowing. And forgive me, I absolutely get it. The medical facilities, the medical professionals did not want us to know. They did not want us to know how the human body functioned, because if we actually knew the truth of how the human body functioned, one, you'd stop going to the doctor's office, first and foremost. Two, you'd know how to take better care of yourself, and you would know that the drugs they're supplying you aren't doing what they need to do in order to heal your actual body and run its functions properly. What they're actually doing is covering it up. They're actually stopping your body from communicating to you on a healthy level, and so it's dumbing you down. Okay, so you go to the doctors and you get a bunch of freaking drugs from them, and they're dumbing you down so that you lose connection to Source Creator, which is running through your body. Source Creator is running through the channels of your physical form. And then we go and we do things that dumb it down and block that consciousness, right? Block that awareness. Oh, and then on top of that, we blame the Creator for having abandoned us. We blame God for having left us abandoned and separated from the Creator, as if God ever did that. And I get that too. I get that feeling too. I can honestly say that I've had that feeling, that I thought God had abandoned me, that all of it. And all of that was my lack of self-worth, believing that I was worthy of holding and honoring the light that God had given me. Okay? So God gave it this amazing gift of light inside of these bodies. And I know it's scary to shine them. I know how scary it is to shine them, right? Because we're surrounded by people who, can judge it because they might be not showing theirs. They're afraid to show theirs, or whatever. Who cares why they don't want to show theirs? Stop not showing yours. Stop not showing yours. So I'm going to end the video with that. But let me add to it just a little snippet. If you're still with me, that's if you're still watching. I would like to offer more videos of discussion and consciousness, and I'll be doing more live. However, I am going to do Dear Kai. Okay? And so I am JodiRehm. You can call me Kai. And I would like a Dear Kai. So you'll see that information on my Facebook page. Of write into me a message of what questions you have, any topic. Doesn't matter. If I am guided to answer that question, then that's the question I will answer. However, I truly believe that any question anyone has is beyond just themselves. They always have a question that is a question of the collective being humanity, right? That all beings, or a number of beings, are all dealing with similar problems at the same time. So don't think that your question, even if it's a personal question, is unimportant. Because more often than not, it's a question that everyone has, or a lot of people. Yeah. And being of an advisor for over, about 20 years now, I always love to gift people the wisdom, the knowledge, the guidance to support them through this maze and craziness back to you. Or as I refer to it, the church of you. For you are the church. You. The light inside of you is what you're hosting. Yeah. You don't need to be inside of a building in order to have mass. Mass is being present with yourself, within your body. Right? I can teach you how to do that. I can teach you how to claim your body. I can teach you to gain access to parts of your body that may not have had access to it. Functioning, working again. Or even working at a more optimum level to which it may not have been before. So, thank you. I wish you love. I wish you peace. Be kind. Be kind to you. Be kind to all others. Honor the healthy love space that we are in. I love you. Till next time.